Happy Wednesday and welcome to the best day of the week. As you know, Wednesdays are the best day of the week because on Wednesdays we take a look at some wisdom from the book of Proverbs. Remember what we do with these Proverbs? Our goal is not just to read them, say hello, and then say goodbye. Instead, our desire with Proverbs is to sit with them for a time and learn from them. As we sit with them for a time, we reminisce and look back on the past. Think about places where we've seen behavior or words like these in action and seeing how they lead us toward a more mature and godly life. It's kind of a response to the question, how then shall we live? And the answer is, as God's forgiven sinner, you should work to live righteously, a beautiful life in a way that God has designed both for you and for you to work out in front of others. Reminiscing on the past and seeing where we've made mistakes and seeing places where we've seen it done well, that does help us walk into the future. And we're counting that as something akin to maturity. Well, the proverb that I have for you today is one that I like very much. I probably told you this before, but I've tried to start the habit of just cracking my Bible open to the book of Proverbs and finding a proverb on that page that I absolutely must speak on. That helps rather than just page through the chapters and decide which one feels most fitting for today, is giving me, you know, some boundaries. And it makes me think, all right, got to choose one from here. And this one just kept jumping off the page for me as a really good one. What it's going to do is it's going to encourage us to consider the effect of our behavior or our words on others before we speak or act. That's based on self-control, but this is going to be self-control plus something else. Here's how Proverbs 25:20 goes. Whoever sings songs to a heavy heart is like one who takes off a garment on a cold day, like vinegar on soda. Unusual, right? Hear it again. Whoever sings songs to a heavy heart is like one who takes off a garment on a cold day, or like vinegar on soda. Here's the picture. You are in the midst of a very bad, terrible, no good, horrible, awful, unbelievably rotten moment or day or week, could even be a season. You're having a bad go. And someone around you is so awfully cheery that it bothers you. In your opinion, they're being too cheerful for their own good, and certainly they're being too cheerful for your good. And their joy makes you feel worse. It doesn't make you feel better. Emotionally, you are out in the cold, and their song or their way of being is, as the proverb says, like the kind of person who would see you out in the cold and take off your outer coat to make you feel the cold more intensely. Didn't help. They made it worse. Now, one of the things I wanted to do with this proverb is use it as an opportunity for us to pause and remember that godly wisdom is not black and white. You can't just memorize 10 proverbs and be good to go because you can walk around flailing them in every situation. That's not so. And this proverb teaches us why. Because in this proverb, it tells us that when we're too cheery around someone who's hurting, that instead of making them feel better, we might make them feel worse. But the book of Proverbs also tells us that a good word and a kind word during a tough time can be something that lifts another person. So sometimes one and sometimes the other. And what it takes is this constant work for you and for me as we work on godly wisdom. It encourages us to take into consideration what this moment calls for and what that other person needs. So you might know people who, when they're having a bad day, you singing a song of joy makes them feel better. But you might know someone else who, in the same circumstance, makes them feel worse. You see, godly wisdom, it often means exerting self-control so that we don't just say the things that we want to say or do the things that we want to do and try to force the other person to hear them and be made better. Godly wisdom is carefully considering what the other person would benefit from hearing or experiencing, to understand them well enough to not just act the way you want to act, but to act the way that benefits them. Here's the proverb again. Whoever sings songs to a heavy heart is like one who takes off a garment on a cold day, is like vinegar on soda. Hope you enjoyed. Here's our closing prayer. Lord, help me to be wise, not according to the world's standards, but according to yours. Help me to choose daily the way of wisdom and the way of Jesus. Amen. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Look forward to seeing you soon.